It's great to be joined by Marist men's basketball head coach John Dunne ahead of the Foxes showdown with Niagara on Friday at 7 Eastern time on ESPNU. Marist is 4-3 in the MAC after a 16-point comeback win on Sunday over Siena, a 50-48 win over the Saints. The 16-point deficit Marist erased is the largest in Coach Dunne's 6-year tenure at Marist. So, John, thanks for joining us here in this MAC chat. Let's start right there. What was your thought process coaching on Sunday against Siena, and how did your team complete that comeback?
You don't really want to know my thought process there in the beginning, John, because we came out pretty flat, being at home. It was a really nice crowd. We did have the long bus trip Friday night, so maybe we just needed to get out some cobwebs. And Siena came out with really, spirited play. They were down Ely, coming off losses, but they were really ready, So they were making a lot of shots. We had, turning it over, missing chippies and whatnot. So at that point, you just keep talking about we just got to grind, right? Just stay in the game, keep your heads, you know, uh, persevere, mental strength, and just chip away. We don't need 10-point plays, and we did. We cut it to 6 by half, and we felt good. They still got it up to 10 midway through the second half, but again, we kept having the same conversations. We started picking up full court a little bit, picking up the pace, and fortunately, we got some stops. They had some misses. We got some buckets, made it tight, and then just persevered in the end.
You've got a guy that you picked up in the transfer portal in Max Allen II, a sophomore who's from Las Vegas, but he's come east to play for you. He goes for 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 2 assists in this win, coach. Obviously, a stat sheet stuffing performance in that one. But what has Max meant to the equation, and how proud were you of him and his efforts in this game to get you guys to fight back?
Yeah, I thought, Max is an extremely efficient offensive player. I think the best big offensive low pivot guy in the league. And he can go to both shoulders. He's got soft hands, but in this particular game, he didn't start out strong. Uncharacteristically, had some turnovers, some missed chippies. So even when we're talking about the perseverance, right? I was talking to obviously the team as a group, but Max as well, and he did. He persevered, man. I thought he handled the adversity early in the game, and he came back and really had a strong second half for us. Left the game with an injury with 2 minutes to go. We had to finish without him, but obviously it wouldn't have been close, if he didn't do what he did. And he's a really willing passer too. He got double teamed. We had a big three to take the lead. Collins in the corner, on an inside out. So not only can he score very efficiently in the low block, he's a good and he's a willing passer as well. So we're fortunate to have him. And honestly, John, he really, he's a sophomore, but he's really a freshman technically, So when you're out there with 3 freshmen logging high minutes, you have to expect some lulls, you know what I mean? But as long as we keep competing and guys coming off the bench with great spirit, we'll just keep fighting and hopefully continue to get better and better.
Down the stretch, John, you said it. I mean, Jayden Collins for you, Noah Harris as well. Just your ability to find a way, and you bring up Collins and what he's meant to this team. Just how big was he in that win over the Saints, and what are you seeing from Jayden?
Yeah, what I love most about Jaden, he's got a lot of positive attributes, but what I love most is his competitive spirit. He is an A+ competitor. He really, really is. He's strong. He's athletic. He can handle. He's got great court vision in the open court. He's getting better coming off ball screens, and his shot's improving. So he's gonna have an extremely bright future. In this league. But what I loved about him in particular yesterday, he didn't have a particularly strong, good showing at the Mount after a long bus trip on the road, freshman, and didn't start out strong, in the game yesterday. But he's mentally tough, man, and he's physically tough, and he battled, and I thought he had a great second half for us. And what epitomizes him is he has an offensive rebound really late in the game with an N1 putback to put us up, one. And just little plays like that. He's just a competitor. So yeah, we're fortunate to have him.
John, when I think about your team defensively, you guys are having a really strong season. You're right around top 100 nationally in defensive efficiency. How's that happening?
Well, don't tell our team because every day I talk about we have to get better defensively.
I won't
so,
tell them. I won't share
so
that with them.
But no, listen, honestly, one, it starts with willing guys wanting to work hard. We got some high energy guys, Jaden Daughtry, Trey Salton. Then you got like Max Allen's a big body, and Jackson Price has been hurt, but he's a really good low pivot guy. Collins is a competitor. Pasquarelli, wasn't really known to be a defender, and some of the other guys coming off the bench, but they're giving great effort. And then it comes down to preparation and having game plan discipline. We put a lot into our scouting reports. They have to put the work in mentally and then want to go out there and execute it, and care when they don't execute it properly. And I'm getting on them and giving them constructive criticism. Are they going to take that constructive criticism and grow from it? And we have been. So I think it's a combination of everything. We've talked a lot about being better defensively. We haven't been good enough defensively the last couple of years. We guarded in the tournament last year and we made a nice little run. So, I'm trying to use that as some fuel for the fire to hopefully, get them to continue to want to grow. We talked a lot about just being top three in the league, defensively. And, right now we are, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
You lead the MAC in scoring defense as well as field goal percentage defense, just giving up a little over 61 points per game. You're holding teams to 41% from the field per game. That is tops in the MAC. So now, Friday night, you hit this Buffalo swing, right? You've got Niagara on ESPNU. It'll be at 7 Eastern time. Niagara is top 3 in the MAC in scoring offense. So what do you make of this showdown with the Eagles?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Every year Niagara, when it's all said and done, they're very efficient on both ends of the floor. And they have a style, they play to their style, they have an identity, they know what they want to do. They're always low turnover. And they have players that, they play to their roles, and they're well coached. So, listen, at the end of the day, you put together a game plan. You try to follow that game plan. You try to make it hard for them to score. You want to be stingy. You want to keep them off the foul line, not give them easy points at the line. But, we have to score to win. When we've shot the ball well, we've been very, very good. When we haven't shot it well, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose because we're at least we're competing, guarding on the other end. But we have to be efficient on the offensive end as well, So it'll be a fun contest.
It will be a fun contest, and it gets rolling with our ESPNU games on Friday night. And John, before I let you go, you know this league very well. When you think about what makes the MAC special, what's at the top of your mind, and what's your favorite moment in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference?
Oh, geez. Well, I would say the league itself is just always extremely competitive, and you look at just a couple years ago when Iona was the best team in the league, but yet St. Peter's, was playing the best basketball down the stretch and goes to the Elite Eight, and I just think that goes to show just how strong, our league is. I think last year, if Iona doesn't run into UConn in the first round, I think they would have been a Sweet 16 team, So it's just a really competitive league. It's a physical league. It's a well-coached league. It's a really fun league to coach in. So I think that's really what stands out about our league. And I mean, my favorite moment is obviously is winning the MAC championship back in 2000, 10, 11, and just striving for that next one, man.
And you've got that defense to do something special this season. John Dunne, the head coach at Marist. Coach, Good luck on the road swing. Good luck against Niagara Friday at 7 on ESPNU.
Hey, thanks, John. Thanks for having me.